Hi guys, I'm Yogesh and in this module we are going to learn security feature of PowerShell. Scripts are a big security concern and to avoid security concerns, Microsoft included some security features in PowerShell. Let's start with the first one, execution security policy feature. Execution policies required script signature and digital certificates. And you need to understand why execution policy is very important for us. The next feature is PowerShell profiles. Profiles can be used for the backdoor hacking attacks, and if you're not aware of the all security feature, that will be difficult for you to stop it. And the last two important security features, path required and file name extension association with PowerShell. And in every Let me explain to you why scripts are big security concern for Microsoft. Let's take a look at the VB script, which has some security issues. Let me create a small VB script for you. And I'm just going to click see. This is the big security concern with the VB script. You received any phishing email or attachment or greeting card from any you known to person, mother, father, any of your friend, and you just click on it and the script ran. Such script could do anything like spreading virus or pull data from your computer, and sometimes you are not aware about it. So Windows PowerShell was designed to prevent such threats. Let's move to the next script. VB scripts and other scripting language have the following concerns. The major one is no integrity. There is no way to find if the original script were modified. If any malware modified anything in the script, you could not found any indication about the modification. There are more than 100 and 200 lines of the script and you cannot review every time just before to run. Second major concern is no identity. When you got the script, there is no way to know who wrote it. If script bought any disaster, you cannot hold anyone's neck, or if it saves your time, you cannot go and revive anyone. The third security concern is command hijacking. Attacking command, suppose you open a command prompt and type any basic command like dir or ipconfig or traceroute, but the hacker placed a malicious file with such name. So when you run such a command, the malware or virus can attack our systems or network. It's quite complicated to understand, but I will try to make it easy for you in our next videos. The fourth major security concern is double click to run. Just I showed you in a VB script, so we should not treat script as executable, especially when all these other problems exist. There are the Windows PowerShell team need to resolve it. Let's move to the next slide. To resolve the previous issues, the Windows PowerShell team had to create execution policies. There are four levels of execution policy. Restricted, no script. When a restricted policy is applied, we cannot run any script. It's also a default policy of Windows for PowerShell for security reasons. The second one is the unrestricted all script is the exact opposite policy of restricted policy. The third one is a remote sign, local or remote. Remote sign execution policy, it's a local script that will run without the signature. When you download any script from Outlook or from a browser, those scripts must have a signature or a digital signature. Otherwise, any other script will won't run. Only local created script will run. It's okay to use in a development environment or in a test environment, but not in a production. And the fourth one is all sign have a signature. All scripts must have a signature, and we use this execution policy in the production environment. Now we are going to understand how we can configure these execution policies in our environment. There are two ways. In PowerShell, just type the command set-execution policy. You should run this command with administrative privilege because this command is going to change the server registry. And second option is configure PowerShell group policy for entire organization. For better understanding, just review this link I am providing you in this slide. It will give you more insight of how the group policy works in a PowerShell. Let's see how this execution policies avoid threats for us. Let me open a create a folder. Create a folder with this name without any space, and then create a file. Also, I have a full control of my documents and their folders. So a small piece of malware also can create a file inside my folder and can open in edit mode and type some specious command. Let me show you how. If I just click on edit mode, it's open in a notepad and anyone can write in any command. But I'm not going to write anything suspicious. I'm just write something to make you understand how it works. And let's configure to run it on a root folder. Now I'm saving this as a PS1 PowerShell script. Let's run PowerShell. So you can see hello is mentioned here. So this is not a normal file. This is a profile file, and especially when it's located inside this folder. Which folder? Windows PowerShell folder. Now we can see which execution policies applied. Yeah, let's see how we can see which execution policies applied. It's a remote signed in execution policy. Suppose if someone open this and type like del and star and then open a PowerShell, so this will execute. So this is the main reason I personally do not like and recommend this remote sign-in policy into a production environment. Yes, you can keep it in a development environment or in a test environment. So let's see how all sign execution policy avoid threat for us. I'm not thinking about my profile right now. Every time I run PowerShell, my profile execute because the profile has my signature. I have set all signed execution policy for my environment, and if any malware modify my profile file, the signature will be broken and PowerShell does not allow me to run my profile. Because in all signed execution policy, every time the signature needs to be verified. So I strongly recommend you use an all signed execution policy for production environment. Let's see the difference between remote signed and all signed profile. Yeah, see which execution policy is applied here. It's all signed. Let me change it to remote sign. Yeah, you can see the profile executes. Let's change it one more time. Which secure execution policy is applied here? If you want to see, it's a remote sign. Let's change it back to the all sign. What will happen if I'm going to change it to all signed? Profile script will not execute without certificate or signature. See, it's mentioned clearly. You can see in the error, you cannot run the script on the current system. For more information, and it's not digitally signed. Yeah, you can see here clearly, is not digitally signed. Hope you understand this now. Let's see how the path required feature avoids threat to us. Let's create a file. I'm creating a file, the name test, and write something on it. And save it as a PowerShell script. I know it's going to run anyway. Let's go back to the shell console and let's see the file is exists there or not. Oh, we need to go inside the folder, Windows PowerShell folder. Yeah, test file is there. Let me type it. Test. Yeah, the term test is not recognized as a name or command line function script file or operable program. Yeah. Do you remember the command hijacking? So Microsoft includes this feature to avoid hijacking. When you run the dir command, it will run. It means if you run any command like dir, it will run. But if you need to run a script, that required a path. And path is this. Hello. You can run it from outside of this folder too, but you have to provide the complete path. Like you can run it from outside of this folder too, but you have to provide the complete path. Like Mhm. A command is never run by path, but the script should have a path. If I type only name and script, it won't run. Do you remember when we clicked on VB script and that run? In PowerShell, the script won't run. If you click on it, it will open in a notepad. Let me show you. Yeah, when I go and click on right click, edit, yeah, it will open a PowerShell console, but it won't run. You can only can edit it here, but you cannot execute it. Also, we have understood the file name extension is association with Notepad rather than PowerShell. By default, it will open in a Notepad, not in a PowerShell. So this is also a very good security feature to avoid threats. So in this module, we have explained to you why the scripts are the biggest security concern for Microsoft. And also we have understood file name extension is associated with Notepad rather than PowerShell. I hope this video is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching this.